All right, welcome to the Let It Fly show. I am Michael Severe, joined by, of course, my partner, Josh Jones, Creighton University and Central High School legend. Legend. That's
Thank you, brother.
with a capital L.
Yeah.
And then like a little tiny G, then a big old D. That's what it is. Legend right here. We are, of course, recording live inside the premier sports bar in, I'd say, the country. Forget Nebraska or just Omaha.
I think the country, too,
in the
bro.
country. Upscale, TVs, everything you could possibly want from the Let It Fly sports bar in the Capital District. It is outstanding.
I love it. The greatest thing I love about it is the food.
The food is really good.
Keep it real, man.
I'm gonna go and ranking down the TV options.
No pun intended to this beautiful
we're going to get to that in a second. No We've got the TV options. I'm going to go with first.
Right.
The people, because everybody who works here has been great to me every time. Maybe not to everybody, but to me they've been good. And then I'd go, and the food's good, but it just that shows you how good everything else is around it.
Yeah, for sure.
So all that together.
Yeah.
Coming up on the schedule this week, we'll go through it and then we'll get to the food real quick. Creighton volleyball versus UConn on Friday night. Mm-hmm. Come on out. It's going to be fun, 5 o'clock. And you know what Saturday is.
You talking about this Saturday?
This Saturday.
Oh, we play again, Huskers.
Beyond that, which Huskers? Nebraska
The
volleyball. Number 2 team in the country versus the number 1 team in the country, the Wisconsin Badgers.
Yeah, right.
Come on out. That's going to be at 7 o'clock.
You know that game is probably going to be, to me, I think Nebraska going to dominate. And I'm not just saying that.
They haven't beaten Wisconsin in 12 times.
It's just this number I keep mentioning to you, man.
I hope
you can't play in front of 92,003 people and just not feed off that momentum for the rest of the season.
I hope you're right.
You know, I hope you're right. They win this, they lose, deeper into the season, and then they win it all.
I'd love to see that.
Watch.
I wouldn't mind seeing them go undefeated too. Also, Nebraska football is at 2:30 against Northwestern, and Creighton volleyball versus Providence at 3. And then all day, college watch party. Come on out, watch college football. Sunday, we've got the brunch that happens from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's the NFL party brunch. Chiefs Jaguars 3:25 is the highlighted game of the day.
That's gonna be tight.
And I want to tell you about this because you'll probably be here. You're that kind of guy. You be partying all the time.
You tripping.
Halloween party here at Let It Fly.
All right, so now I gotta cut you off.
Thursday,
because my birthday is
October
Halloween.
26th. It's not Halloween. It could be before Halloween because they knew your birthday was on Halloween.
But I don't party though.
And it wasn't because, you know why they can't have it on Halloween? Because it's like a Monday, right? This year? Tuesday. That's why they can't.
You'd be surprised, bro.
They can't do it. So Thursday, they're going to do it on the 26th. Big Halloween party here. 2 things. One, silent disco.
Yeah.
So you got these headphones you put on and different music playing. I've never been to a silent. I've been to a real disco. Because I'm old. But I ain't never been to a silent disco.
It's multiple DJs. Yeah. And according to the color, that's the vibe.
Yes.
So,
or you can listen to whatever sports are on TV on the other one too.
Yeah, right.
That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, $10 entry and first and second place best costume win a prize.
Oh, yeah.
So it's October 26th. 10:30 is the time it starts. 10:30 to 1 o'clock.
All right.
Yeah. You can always reserve a table. Go to letitflyomaha.com and get that. My favorite dish of the week, we have it right here.
Yeah, you asked for this.
Every week, we pick one dish, sometimes 2 to highlight.
Yeah, sometimes I pick your dish.
Sometimes you pick you always copy my dish. The Let It Fly nachos in a can.
Right.
It's part yummy. It's part display, right?
Yeah.
And to display it for us, let me tell you what's in the can first. Ground beef, spices, black beans, melted cheddar, cilantro, pico de gallo, jalapeno, and sour cream.
Yep.
To help us out with this, Meg M is going to come over, and she's going to show us how you display at the table the nachos in a can.
It's cool.
Have you done this before?
One time.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
all good if you don't get it right.
It doesn't have to be perfect, but let's go. Let's show us what happens when you do nachos in a can. You just kind of bring it up there. And it kind of stays stacked for a second. Look at that. Quick pictures. Oh, that's pretty good, right?
It's all good.
Oh, on the table. I'm going to take this one right here.
Yeah,
Josh.
right.
I'm going to eat this one right here.
Now, the thing about this is when I look at all Let It Fly portions of food, they all are literally like entrees to me. You know?
This is $12.
That is why.
Feeds 2 people.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
That is why. Is it? It might be.
Is it $12, right? Is it 17? Oh, my fault. Yeah. I wrote down 12. I apologize. I don't know where I got that.
Anyway, I just like the
Anyway,
portion
it's
size.
good.
That's why I like the food, and it's good.
Hey,
sure.
come in and say you know.
By the way, I'm a
King Val.
I'm boxing this, and I'm gonna take it to go.
So you can't take nachos to go.
Yeah.
When you come in,
I'm
you tell them you know King Val,
just so opposite.
and they'll give it to you for $12.
Yeah. Tell them Val sent you.
Say Val sent me. He told me it was $12.
That's funny.
Why Val be treating me like that?
Yeah, no doubt. No, this is a good call though, for sure.
Keep going.
If you haven't came to eat the food, you gotta come. I promise.
Come and hang out, man.
For sure.
And eat the food. The $17 canned nachos. You know what it needs? More jalapenos.
Yeah, you a jalapeno guy too?
Oh man.
Yeah,
I'm a jalapeno guy.
For sure.
So back in the day, they just brought them back. But we used to go to Church's Fried Chicken.
Okay. Like Church's Chicken?
Church's Chicken.
Word.
And they would have giant pickled jalapenos.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like this big. Mm-hmm. Now Popeyes has brought them back. Popeyes now, they're not as big.
Yeah.
Pickled jalapenos. You eat your chicken, pickled jalapeno, little red beans and rice, fries, biscuit.
For sure.
Man. Yeah, pretty good.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
Let me wipe my face here.
You good, man. You good. I wouldn't do you like that.
Here's what we got coming up on the show today. We have the head coach of Union Omaha.
That's cool.
They are getting ready to play in the semifinals of the USL 1 playoffs.
Well, really, like new.
They don't know they're going to play it. Yeah, he's new. He's his first year. You know, Jay Mims was here from the beginning. Left for a minute, came back, but now he's gone. And the new coach's name is Dominic Casciato. Not sure that's right.
Yeah,
that's what I do. Casciato. That's it right there. Casciato.
Yeah.
Dominic. We're going to see him in a little while. He's going to come join us. And then also a former Husker, Dominic Casciato.
He used to ball, bro.
Oh, man.
I mean, punt returns.
Yeah.
One
of my keys this week.
Yeah.
When we get to keys into the show.
Was his eligibility?
Is about him.
Oh, okay. On my bad.
It's about him.
Yeah.
It's about him. It's got a special theme to the keys this week.
For sure.
The first person that figures out the theme to the keys, the first person gets nachos for $12. First person. We're also going to do an opponent breakdown. Yeah. And we'll get into the keys and do our predictions as well.
Yeah.
So before we get, our guests aren't here yet, right? Nobody here yet? Okay, before we get to our guests, next week, one of your favorite things starts.
What's that? Basketball?
The NBA.
You're right.
NBA starts next week, next Thursday. Yeah. As we tape this on a Thursday.
I've been kind of watching. I watched Golden State, Sacramento.
So you watched some preseason.
Yeah, a little bit.
Give me something that you're looking forward to in this upcoming 2023-2024 NBA season.
The balance of basketball. To me, it's like every team on the East and the West got somebody or some duo or some trio that actually can make a run. Even though the Bucks and the Celtics are probably like the favorites.
Yeah, definitely. Milwaukee. You know? I don't want to leave Milwaukee out.
Yeah,
I think you add that to what they already had.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't know if you leave Milwaukee out.
I mean, you got Dame Dollar playing with Giannis. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but no, I mean,
and the West is so deep,
right? But
the West is deeper than that can.
I mean, but the landslide of basketball is amazing.
Yeah.
On not landslide, but how it's balanced now. But that
landscape,
whatever. Yeah, there you go. I got you, brother. But yeah, so I just feel like it's one of those things where they starting off with that playing tournament. Mm-hmm. Like,
it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited now because I used to like wait till like
Christmas.
Yeah, man, to watch basketball. I ain't trying to do that.
I was locked up in NFL and college, and then
you'll watch it for Christmas, and then you wait for marquees, and then you wait for the playoffs, and then the finals. But now it's like. Sports has been popping. I've been saying that all year.
Here's all I want to happen.
Been popping,
all I want to happen.
Yeah.
As a young man in 1977.
Okay.
Dr. J left the ABA and moved to the NBA and became a member of the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
Young 7-year-old Michael Severe, actually 8 years old when he got there. Severe fell in love with Dr. J and the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
All I want this year for Christmas, my birthday, everything else, is for James Harden to get shipped out of Philadelphia. I don't care where he goes. I don't care what we get back.
So is he staying?
I thought he wanted to go. Gone. He wants to be gone.
Right.
We want him gone. Everybody wants him gone. He can't stand the general manager.
Yeah.
Be gone.
For sure.
He's ruined more teams than Kardashians. This dude ruins teams is what he does.
Yeah, no doubt.
Get out.
Yeah,
That's all I want.
Yeah.
I also want to check up. So last Friday, Stanford played Colorado.
Yeah.
Did you watch it? Did you stay up and watch that?
Let me tell you.
Did you stay up and watch that? Did you stay up and watch it 29-0.5? Did you go to bed?
I didn't get to watch the game at all because I wasn't at home.
Okay.
But I'll tell you.
Where were you at like 2 o'clock in the morning?
Right?
No, I don't party. Okay.
No. Me and my family, we were out.
Okay.
Yeah, we was out with family.
That's cool.
But when I looked at, like, you know, you go through your phone, you look at the score, I'm like, dang, 29-0, okay.
Yep.
And then I go back the next day, and I see like a 3-point win. I'm like, dang, they came back on Colorado like that, and Colorado won?
No.
But they came back and beat Colorado.
Yeah, overtime.
I couldn't tell you nothing about the game.
Well, I watched, I had the money line for Stanford. And let me just say, I was disappointed.
I know.
At halftime.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I bet against Colorado every week.
You didn't watch, or?
Oh, no, I watched. I'm watching. I'm at home and watching
what
it.
happened?
So middle of the third, it really all changed.
Yeah.
The first drive of the third quarter.
Right.
And you could even go back to the middle of the second quarter. So in the middle of the second quarter,
right.
Stanford and their best wideout just barely missed for a touchdown. Like, he was open, ball went through his hands, and you're like, well, damn, they can get behind. And you could tell that Travis Hunter wasn't Travis Hunter yet.
Right.
You know,
like
he's
rusty,
been out.
like rusty.
So the second half, first drive, they come back to the exact same play.
Yep.
Touchdown.
Dang.
Like 60 yards. And you're like, okay, they can score as long as they slow Colorado down.
Right.
That's what I was worried about.
How many times did the Shador get sacked?
8, 7? It was a lot.
God.
It was a lot. And they went 4 or 5 drives in a row without scoring. That was the big part of it. While Stanford's momentum was going, they get to the overtime, and right away, Colorado scores.
Yeah.
So Stanford's got to score to get back at it.
Yeah.
Then Colorado has the ball, and Colorado throws a pick
I bet.
in the corner of the end zone.
That's tough.
He was just trying to get away from this thing.
I can't take it on my ears.
Sorry about that. And then they kicked the field goal to win. That's what it was. Yeah,
that's tragic.
Yeah, that was not tragic at all.
That's tragic.
It was a beautiful thing.
Now I'll tell you this though.
Beautiful thing.
Like, to me, for a team to lose like that, I think that just comes down to just straight like heart and hype. Sometimes you can get into a place where you just ball and think you're doing your thing, and you know you wear the aura of Colorado, and it probably bit
I can tell you what Deion said after the game. He said that too many guys on the team like playing football,
but they don't love it.
They got to learn to love football. That's what he said. That's what he's got to be more committed. Yeah, they got to be able to do the things they're supposed to do.
Right.
Do their job, and he said, "Not enough guys did that."
That's tragic.
So it wasn't tragic. It was an amazing thing. My wife woke up in the morning, and I walked over and I said, "Colorado was leading 29-0 at half." She's like, "Oh, really?" And I go, "And they lost." And she's like,
"Ah, man,"
because she had a horrible experience in Boulder.
Oh, really? We talk about that later.
Bad.
We talk about that.
She didn't like that at all.
For sure.
Real quick, so no guess, right? Yep. Guess here yet? No? Okay. So, opponent preview.
Yeah.
Northwestern. I can tell you 5 or 6 things about Northwestern.
Please.
The most important thing to tell you about Northwestern, okay, is they're bad on offense.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Because Nebraska's not great, right?
Yeah.
And Iowa is horrible.
Right.
Northwestern is right there near Iowa.
Right, which makes for a good football game.
Maybe. We shall see. They are bottom 30 in almost every category.
Yeah.
Second lowest yards in the Big Ten to Iowa. Second lowest amount of first downs to Iowa.
Do they got a new quarterback?
Well, so I'll get to that. So they have not only do they have a new quarterback. So Ben Bryant started the season.
Right.
Ben Bryant was a 3-time transfer. He actually transferred to Cincinnati twice.
I mean, sound like a Koya gal to me.
Do what you got to do. Yeah, exactly. So he got hurt 2 weeks ago, and they brought this other kid in before the bye week.
Word.
And Brendan Sullivan's more of a runner.
Yeah.
And so he played against Howard.
Yep.
And played okay. He's kind of a runner. We don't know who's starting on Saturday, so we don't know. They'll either have Sullivan, who's a running quarterback, or they'll have Brian, who's a throwing quarterback. We don't know.
Right.
But we know this. 22 sacks in 6 games. They've been sacked a lot.
Right.
149 yards, second most. The only team to have more sacks is the team we talked about last time, Illinois. Illinois had more sacks. They don't get a lot of penalties. That's good. But they are bad on offense. And whether it's Ben Bryant or if it's Brendan Sullivan, like I said, they give up a ton of sacks because their offensive line's not good.
Man.
So their offensive line's not good. They have a pretty good run game when they can get some open space, but it's a lot of tackles for loss.
Now, the thing about Nebraska is there was a point in time where I was like, man, this looked like one of the best defenses in the country.
And they're still really good right now, despite what happened against
they got
Michigan.
moments where I see like them actually,
Despite Michigan game, they're still, if you go by run defense, Nebraska is one of the best in the country. Mm-hmm. Because people don't run the ball as much because they can't, so their passing numbers are down a little bit. But they're still very good.
For sure.
Last thing about them, they haven't missed a kick yet this year.
Ooh.
They're 4 for 4 field goals
tough.
and hit all their extra
That's
points.
nice.
It's pretty good.
That's nice.
I have no problem with that. Good for them. having a good kicker is so important.
I know.
And we're hoping that Tristan Alvano gets that groove going.
I think he just, that's my boy.
I'm with you. I hope he gets that groove going
nervous, man.
to where he hit 2, then he had the bad snap and he just barely missed it. Yeah. So I think he's going to get going and get like that. One more guy to injury-wise, Henning, number 8, who plays for Northwestern. Really good kick returner.
Yep.
Really good wide receiver. He got banged up against Penn State. Not sure he plays either. That's a critical one.
Just press him
for Northwestern. If he doesn't play, Bryant doesn't play. I don't really know. You never know.
Yeah.
They're good on third down, 4th best in the Big Ten. And then defensively, they're extremely average. They're like ranked anywhere from 100 to 133 down at the bottom. They're last in the Big Ten in sacks, second to last in TFL. So their defense is not scary. Their offense is not scary.
Yeah.
Nebraska, that's the reason why Nebraska is favored by almost 12 points.
We can only lose if we pull a Colorado.
Turn the ball over a lot?
That's it.
I'm with you. No doubt about that. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We got 2 guests. We're not quite sure which order they're going to go in. Demorne Pearsonell, the former Husker, or the head man from Union Omaha. One of those 2 are coming up next.
Got the sausage. Dad. Oh my God. Perfect. Holy, what's the password? There you go. There he goes. There he goes. He got it. I want a Sunday.
All right, welcome back to the Let It Fly show. Our first guest, it's an honor to have the head coach of Union Omaha and a team that finished first in their league in not the standings, in the table is where they finished first. Dominic Casciato joining us here. We appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
So, first of all, they tell you you apply for a job in Omaha, right? Yeah. Would you know about Omaha? Would you know about Nebraska when you accepted the job?
Got to be honest, not a lot.
Yeah, I bet.
I know about Warren Buffett being from here.
Oh, of course.
I used to work at St. John's, so I knew of Creighton. I actually knew the coach of Creighton a little bit. I knew about UNO a little bit. I knew about Iowa Western, so I knew about some of the soccer programs that were here.
Right.
I knew about the town a little bit, but not much. And then my wife and I, we drove up from El Paso. That's where we were based before.
Sure.
And we quickly found out how bad the weather is here in the winter.
Oh man, I'll tell you. I'll be the first to tell
compared to El Paso,
you will get 4 seasons in a day.
Oh,
in a day.
You know,
it's insane. It's insane. We drove up, and I think when I say 9 hours of straight snow on the day that we drove.
Did you come up in January?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's our worst snow month.
Y'all was
January.
About 3 hours in. Was you rethinking it?
No, she was. We, I think it was Kansas, right? Yeah, it's Kansas. So we're driving through Kansas.
Yeah.
It started snowing. It just didn't stop. And I'm like, stop in a minute.
Yeah, 9 hours.
So how much snow do you get in London?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, right?
We got a lot of rain.
Yeah. What part of London are you from, by the way?
I'm from East London.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, we get a lot of rain.
Yeah.
We don't really get any snow. It's just the weather's way more moderate, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Way less
doesn't
extreme.
get way too hot. Doesn't get way too cold.
No.
San Diego.
Got
to get to a team in San Diego, man. That's the team. That's the town you want to live in.
London's nothing like San Diego, by the way. I'm just letting you know. San Diego's nice. I've been there. It's nothing like London.
Nothing the same. There's no oceans. No, yeah, definitely. It's interesting though. You come here and you take over a team that actually obviously had success, right? So you have a little bit of pressure, but building the team, getting the right people in, putting together your style. Was it your first time as a head coach?
So I'd been a head coach before at the youth level,
but not at this level, right?
Never at first team level of a professional club.
What was the hardest part of making that transition, being an assistant to being the head guy?
I think the amount of decisions you have to make. As you're an assistant, you're always giving your opinion, right?
Yeah.
You're not living and dying by your opinion. Your head coach is, right? And when you step into the hot seat, it's like, okay, every single decision you make has an implication now, good or bad, on the team, on the players, on your staff. And I don't think there's anything that can really properly prepare you for that until you do it.
Right.
And until you're in the seat and you've got to make those decisions, which take a lot of time and energy and effort.
How has things been with management? Like, you got Marty, you got all the guys like that. How have they embraced you?
Peter's great. I know that. I know Peter.
For sure.
He's good.
Like, how are things with them?
It's been amazing. Honestly. I took the job pretty late, so I think it was 3 weeks before pre-season when I accepted the job, and most teams have built out 90% of their rosters at that point. We had, I think, 10 or 11 players signed.
Wow.
So we had to hit the ground running. I think first and foremost, Peter, who you mentioned, was amazing in that regard in terms of, all right, Pete, we want to go after this guy, and then, you know, a day later they've got a contract in front of them, and we got a lot of deals over the line that way. Obviously, Marty's been fantastic. Gary's been fantastic.
Gary's great.
Giving me the opportunity because I hadn't done it before, right?
Right.
And, you know, they had a short time window, so to put their faith in somebody that hadn't been a head coach before at a professional level was a big leap of faith for them. So I owe those guys everything, and you know, super thankful that they gave me this opportunity.
It's amazing what Gary Green has done because, you know, obviously he's from New York, big Mets fan. We love that. But he comes to the Midwest and he's like, you know what? Yeah, baseball's great, but you know they need a soccer club. And to start it the way they did, to get the stadium refitted so it fits with you guys, it's great to have someone in charge to be so behind you, right?
It's fantastic. Obviously, we won the league Saturday night, and Gary's out partying with us. Right?
Oh, yeah.
The guys love him, and the staff love him.
Right.
And he's just a big personality that just wants the best for everybody. You know? So, Gary's been fantastic. And talking about that support, you know, there was a stage in the season where things weren't going so well, right? Like, you know, any season is never just win every single week.
Right.
And we had a spell where we were tying a lot of games. We were giving up late goals or not finding a way to get across the line. And in that period, we went 7 games without winning, which is a big chunk of your season, you know. And throughout that time, you know, the support I got from Gary, from Marty, from Peter, and from our fans as well was outstanding and something I'll never forget.
So for you, like, to get where you are now as a head coach, like, how did you get your start in soccer?
It's funny. So I wasn't the best player. So I'd been over, I'd played kind of high-level semi-professional back in England.
Okay.
and I kind of just wanted a little bit more. And if you're playing semi-professionally in England, you don't train every day, and you know there's certain things that kind of limit how good you can become. So I was about 18 at the time. Ended up coming over to the States on a scholarship to play at a small Division II school called Limestone College in South Carolina.
That was the first time in the States?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I came over.
So you experienced heat pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
In South Carolina.
Yeah. So we come over, played the whole 4 years, had a great experience, great time. I think grew up a lot, you know, as a man. But also
for sure.
As a player, like physically and stuff.
Right.
Went back to England, ended up signing for a team, but then pretty soon after that got injured. And when I got injured, it's an injury I could have come back from. I was 23 at the time, and I started to think, all right, is this a dream that I'm chasing that I'm never going to catch, you know, as a player? So I started to think, all right, well, I still want to be involved in the game. Do I try and come back from this injury and, you know, maybe play semi-pro or whatever? Or do I get into coaching now when, you know, my peers are going to be still playing, not thinking about coaching? So ended up taking that decision to get into coaching young, and I was really fortunate to get a graduate assistant position at St. John's University.
Oh, awesome. Queens.
So I started working with the men's program there as an assistant coach, and just loved it. I loved our head coach, a guy called Dave Mazer, who gave me the job. He's had a ton of success, has won national titles, been a national coach of the year, and straight away I was working with really good players, right? And in my first coaching job, probably should have been working with players of that caliber, because these kids were really good. Guys like Tim Parker, who's gone on to play for the national team, Conor Lade, played in MLS for a long time. So straight away I was exposed to high-level coaching, but also high-level players in this country, which I hadn't been exposed to before at Division 2. And just being around Coach Mazer, I think, really whetted my appetite for more and getting better and trying to develop myself. So that's how I got started. The rest of my journey is a long one. I coached at pretty much every single level in this country.
Right.
Had a pit stop in Spain for 2 years where I went over there and learned Spanish.
Barcelona or Madrid? What area?
I was in Barcelona.
And
oh my God, it's so beautiful.
Is it Spanglish or you can fluently speak it? Because me, I can hear a little bit of Spanish, but I can't speak it, man.
No, I'm still having problems with English, you know. You want me to speak Spanish now? You're asking for a lot, you know.
That's funny.
My wife is a Spanish teacher.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so she corrects you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, listen, I can't get away from it, right?
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
no excuses.
Right.
I should correct myself. She's not a Spanish teacher. She's from the Dominican Republic and fluent in Spanish. But she's a teacher. So.
Have you been back? Have you been to the Dominican?
Yeah.
We went on honeymoon there. We've been on trips there. That's my favorite probably my favorite place in the world.
It's paradise.
It's incredible. We went to Puerto Plata, that area, and then we were going to go to Punta Cana the second time. We went back to Puerto Plata because we loved it so much.
Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It is. They roll the cigars right in front of you. They make the rum right there. Man. The people are amazing. We went to they cook in these little houses with all this fruit. And I could live there.
We went to a place where my wife's father's from called Samana.
Okay.
It's paradise.
It is paradise.
It's paradise. Yeah. Like, there's tons of people around, and I'm there, and I'm feeling like I'm the only guy there. Like, I'm the first human to set foot there. It's amazing.
The only bad thing is the driving.
Yeah,
it's the only bad thing.
It's terrible.
It's like you're like this the whole time. And you're like, what are you doing? Why are you driving that way? And like you live in New York. I live in New York. Yeah. It's much worse in the Dominican Republic. It's incredible.
It's the worst I've ever seen.
It's the worst.
Of the world. I'm telling you, you get in a car in the Dominican Republic, you're taking your life in your hands.
It's so scary,
it's terrible.
dude. Yeah. That's the only bad thing.
How have like the players, like being a head coach? I mean, so my son, like I'm a basketball player. I got my son into soccer right now.
He's 4, right?
Yeah, and I'm just competitive as a person.
Okay.
And like he's doing a lot of shielding and a lot of forearming, but he's so aggressive. He want to extend it some. You know? Yeah. It's like when I think about the players, it's like, what are you guys doing as a program to kind of do community outreach or things like that to where youth can have a day?
Grow the game.
Yeah, because I would love to get my son to be involved and stuff like that.
We'd love to have him. We do a lot of clinics and different events within the community, going out, doing coaching.
Yeah, okay.
That'll be me, the other coaches, but also our players as well. And I think it's always cool for a young kid, right, to see a player that they might be able to watch on a Saturday playing in a real game, to then be coached by that guy. It's like, wow, like, he's
exactly.
And I can touch him,
Yeah.
I think that adds another level of excitement and hopefully, another level of emotion and love for the game.
Right.
And I think, you as a basketball player, when you first start playing, what ends up making you good is because you love something, right?
Yep.
And when you love something, you put more time and effort into it. So that's what we try and do with the kids. During the season for us, obviously things are crazy, but we try and do as much as we can. And we know the community can do with all the help it can get, right?
Right.
We can get out there and do stuff. So we're always looking for more things. So if your son's team needs a coach or something, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do.
You mentioned all the different levels you've coached at. I'm guessing this is an assumption, but the fan base here, as rabid as any place you've been in terms of coaching, because they have 2 different fan groups. They're constantly yelling stuff during the matches. It's really incredible to watch.
It's pretty funny, actually. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And you guys have been to our games. You've seen the smoke go off. And You've seen how good the fans are. Well, obviously Saturday night we had a big celebration, right? And a lot of fans are there. And one of the fans comes up to me and says, "Coach, listen, I've got to tell you something." I said, "All right, what is it?" He says, "Look, I wasn't very happy with you about 4 months ago when we didn't win for 7 games."
We're honest in Nebraska too.
I'm like, all right. Right. He's like, well, you know what? I love you now. And I'm like, oh, that's
now
but
lose tomorrow.
You won
me
over.
a couple games, like, you're dead to me. So.
I've learned that soccer is like its own governing body. Like, to me, I feel like thinking about like youth soccer and stuff like that, like it's almost like I was just trying to like research soccer programs and stuff for my son, and I feel like it's like 3 like clubs that are branches of smaller clubs and unions, and I don't know, I just feel like I just think soccer is its own thing.
It's different.
Is that true, or is that just how I feel about it?
No, I think a lot of people in this country and a lot of parents are in the same position you are.
Oh, man.
In terms of there maybe not being the oversight and the governance that there should be.
Yeah.
So the way it works in most countries is the federation will run every single level
of
the game in that country, whether it's your son's 4-year-old team or the professional team, the federation will oversee everything. Whereas in the US, it's kind of split off into different sections.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out.
Good luck with that.
One of the reasons why our men's national program struggles, because it's a development part of it, right? If we had a better system sometimes of development, maybe we become more on the national stage in terms of the men.
I think the progress is happening, right? And I think from when I first came to the US back in 2006, there's been incredible development, and the federation, does a great job with a lot of things. I think with it being such a big country, and I don't know the history behind it. These 2 different entities running youth soccer in the country. So I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think there's things going on there that make it difficult for the federation to get their hands around everything. But there's some great programs in the area, and
I mean, because like, so my in-laws, their side is like the way I am basketball, they are soccer, and this is like my first year of actually like trying to. I love soccer, you know, but like I'm trying to like embrace it and get into it because my son loves it. Okay, you know, and so that's why I'm like, man, maybe I can figure out like, is this a federation or like
you need to go to Barrett's on Saturday morning, hang out with those people. They know what's happening.
Yeah,
that's the soccer community that's beyond. It's incredible.
Yeah, my son is his greatest offense is his defense, especially when he
got the elbow out. Yeah, that's probably not a yellow card. Before we let you go, just researching you've always been really good developing players. Why do you think? Is it because of what kind of player you were, the coaching you had? How have you been so good at development, especially in a league, you know, now this size, everybody wants to go to the next level. How have you been so good at developing?
It's another good question. I think I'll probably take it back to when I was a player. So I was chatting with one of my teammates that I hadn't spoken to in 4 or 5 years yesterday. And he said to me, "You're always a coach." He said,
wow.
You played, you're always a coach. Yeah. And I think that was a nice way of him saying I was always on his case. You know, like, But what he said to me, and which is really true, is I was always looking for ways to get better and doing things off my own back to like either help myself as a player or help my teammate. And I think because of that, it made me more inclined to get into coaching. And then once I got into coaching, I think because I had such a curious mind about how to get better in different aspects of the game,
right,
I really enjoyed, like this is a centre-back who needs to be good at heading, he needs to be good at this piece of the game. How can I do that for him? How can I help him?
Like a player's coach.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. I think a lot of it comes down to how much you care about the guys as well.
Yeah,
right?
true.
There's some coaches that all they care about is winning, which is great. And listen, we want to win more than anything. But then at the same time, if your players are getting better, then you're going to win more games, right? So
makes sense.
I think the two things go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So,
no doubt.
So
you got right now we're taping on a Thursday. You have semis on Friday, or you have the 2 matches on Friday and Saturday. You guys are playing the teams that play on Saturday, the winner of the Saturday match?
No, so we'll play
Friday. Colorado and Madison?
Yeah, Colorado and Madison play Saturday, and then Greenville and Charlotte play tomorrow night.
Okay.
So we will play the lowest remaining seed.
Oh, okay, so it gets reseeded.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, well, I like that. It's cool. Yeah. Do you have a preference? Have you played everybody already?
We've played everyone.
So you know all the teams.
Yeah, Madison was our last game. That's where we.
Okay, and you haven't lost. They haven't lost since July 22nd, 21st.
I'm not sure the date. Yeah. Let's keep that.
In July. Yeah.
It was. I don't know the date, but it's been 14 games. Yeah.
I wrote it down someplace. But it's an incredible run. July 22nd was the last time you guys lost a match. You've had 2 ties or something like that.
That's big time.
That's incredible. And
you
have the challenge now of making sure the guys aren't thinking about that. Obviously, they're thinking about winning, but you don't want people thinking about not losing because you're on a streak.
Yeah.
There's a lot of superstition and that kind of stuff. You know how it is an athlete. You have to kind of manage that, don't you?
Yeah, and it's a big part of our messaging every day, right? Is staying focused on the present, focused on what's in front of you. And today we spoke about, listen, if you're driving a car and you're looking in your rearview mirror or you're looking in your wing mirror there, you're going to crash into the guy in front of you.
Right, that's true.
You've got to focus on what's coming up next. You can't look at what just came. And obviously, winning the league was great. Doing it the way we did it was great.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter. Right?
Yeah, right.
It's all that matters in front of you. And,
it's not really about the streak came from just focusing on what's in front of you.
Next game.
I feel you. I like it.
And we've found different ways to message that. The same message just wrapped in different ways.
Gotcha.
And obviously, it's been effective so far, and hopefully it is again in the playoffs. Soon.
Awesome. Good luck to you. We appreciate it. Welcome to Omaha. Belated welcome. May we be the last person to welcome you to Omaha.
Get this guy some of the food.
And get him some food as well. We appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time.
No, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure. Awesome. Appreciate it.
All right, welcome back. Thanks to our guests. We appreciate them for coming and speaking to us and giving us some knowledge. But now it's time for the keys
to the game.
Northwestern, Nebraska, 2:30. Real quick, let me just, for a second. I'm so tired of 2:30 games.
Why?
They're the worst game. So if you want to watch football, right, not just cover the Nebraska game, you want to watch football, you miss the early games.
11.
Because you're heading to the game.
You're right.
And if you do tailgating or whatever. And then you got to cover the game. Then after the game, you miss a lot of the night games.
All right, now those are.
It's brutal.
I feel that.
So we have 3 weeks in a row. Purdue, by the way, is also going to be a 2:30 game.
Next week, To me,
I don't need that.
I mean, the easiest answer is like be some type of attraction to get the primetime joint, but like,
or the primetime now is 11 on Fox.
That is
true. If you're really good, you go at 11.
That is
which
true.
would be great. I'll take 11 o'clock in a heartbeat because I get up early.
Yeah.
All right. Keys and the theme.
Yeah.
Number one key.
Okay.
Don't sweat the technique. Whatever the technique is for rushing the passer, don't worry about it. Because if it's Ben Bryant or if it's Sullivan, their offensive line is so bad, you're going to get pressure on them. Do not sweat the technique on what you're trying to do to get to the quarterback. You're going to get there.
Okay.
I have watched 3 of their games.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State, whenever Penn State wanted to get in, they could. Howard University of Washington, D.C., a traditional black
HBCU?
college with a great band.
Don't say that, man.
Punched him in the face.
Don't say that, man.
Punched him in the
Put
face.
some respect on
I've been on campus at Howard, man.
Yeah.
Some of the greatest African American broadcasters in our business.
Yeah, but we know
went to Howard.
HBCU football ain't. I feel
it's not necessarily great.
I respect
but they
that.
put it on Northwestern almost.
I respect that.
So that's number one.
That. Shout out to HBCU.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Number 2, let the rhythm hit them.
All right, go ahead. Elaborate on that.
Okay. The best way to avoid any red zone issues, because right now Nebraska in the red zone, let's just call them sucky. As a 4-year-old would say, they're sucky.
Yeah.
They're getting in the red zone, they turn the ball over, settling for field goals. They're sucky. The best way to avoid that is the score before you get in the red zone.
But that's our problem.
Hold on.
Okay.
Nebraska's actually been pretty good in big plays. They have more 40, 50, 60, 70-yard plays.
But how many we got? Like 5?
No, it's like 7 or 8 of them.
So
like if you go through the whole Big Ten,
for sure,
only 4 teams have as many big plays as Nebraska does. They have a lot of big plays.
I thought it was around like 5.
Northwestern has given up 76 long plays so far.
Dang.
Tied for 8th in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
49 of them through the air, 27 on long run plays.
Yep.
Only one team that's played 6 games, because some teams have played 7, have given up as many as they have, and that's Indiana.
Right.
Get after them with big plays. You don't have to be great in the red zone if you're scoring from outside the red zone.
Right.
So again, let the rhythm hit them and get these young wide receivers in there to get down the field and catch some touchdowns.
Yep. Okay.
Down the field.
Okay.
And then the third one is, because the theme is so far, the theme is, the third one is move the crowd. Move the crowd. It's time to make a play on special teams.
Man.
It's time to return a kickoff.
Yeah.
For a touchdown or for a bunch of yards.
I feel you. That's where Pearson L come
to move
in.
Exactly. The last time Nebraska returned a kickoff for a touchdown was 2017 with the morning Pearson L against Arkansas State.
I know.
Okay, so let's...
Hey, that's kind of wild if you think about it, bro.
It is. It's nuts. It's forever. Because Nebraska's had like 6 returned against them in that time.
Man.
Okay, here we go. Nebraska's opponents. Second highest percentage of touchbacks. So kicking the ball in the end zone.
Yep.
But the worst team in the Big Ten at getting touchbacks is Northwestern. Nebraska's going to have an opportunity to run back kicks. Yeah. Whether it's Tommy Hill or whomever else is back there, they're going to have a chance to return kicks. And so, now move the crowd, get them in the end zone on a kickoff return.
I mean...
So nobody got the theme? What?
A good guess, bro. Nobody else guessed. Nobody else guessed.
So here's the guess. Here's the greatest lyricist in the history of hip hop rap music.
Is Jay-Z and Rakim.
Rakim. That is Eric B. and Rakim. Those are 3 songs from Eric B. and Rakim.
Yeah.
That was the theme this week. My favorite rapper of all time
is Rakim.
Rap, because he said this.
Yeah.
He said, I'll take a phrase that's rarely heard, flip it, and it's the daily word.
Yeah, I know that's bars.
I'm just saying, man.
That's bars, yeah.
You got a score prediction?
Yeah, I do. I think that is going to be 21-6.
21-6?
Yeah.
Nebraska. Okay, you got to say that nowadays.
Oh, my bad.
You say Nebraska now. You never know. You never know.
You're right.
You got to say it now.
21-6.
You got 21. That's a good one. I got 27-14.
Respect. Yeah.
Nebraska.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like what you're saying better, but I just keep thinking about how they haven't missed a field goal.
I wouldn't be surprised if Northwestern only scored 6 points. Because, again, they struggle mightily in offense.
Yeah, right.
Nebraska's defense has played pretty well. Right. I wouldn't be surprised.
If Nebraska plays the way they're supposed to play, is what I'm thinking about.
I hope so. I hope so.
But you know how sometimes you win the game, then at the end of the game, you put your other strings in, and they just sneak a touchdown in.
That happened to Nebraska twice this year.
I'm like, God.
Twice.
We can't let that happen.
And Nebraska did it to Michigan.
Exactly.
So, sure.
We can't let that happen, man.
Next week on the show, the head coach of your alma mater, Creighton University, Greg McDermott, will be our guest.
Coach Big Mac.
Big Mac.
Yeah, Big Mac. Yeah.
Opening of the season is November 3rd, exhibition game against Wayne State.
Yeah.
We will have on Coach to talk about getting ready for the season.
I'm supposed to be
expectations.
Still doing my thing, MCing.
With chicken wings? You're doing your thing with chicken wings? DJ, you talking about? Okay.
Hosting the game. MCing the game.
MCing the game.
I couldn't think of what I was trying to say.
I was saying, doing my thing with a chicken wing.
Yeah.
Want to remind people.
Oh, you trying to say ain't nothing but a thing.
Ain't nothing but a chicken wing.
Guy is crazy. It went over my head.
That's all right. Thought I was a donut and he tried to glaze me.
You funny.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
reminder.
You're better than Buddy. Who's Buddy that made the I forgot his name. Black sportscaster.
Stu Scott.
No, that's my dog.
He's the best. Mark Jones.
Not Mark Jones. It was another guy who was hosting. He was color commentating the Colorado game.
Oh, he's about Robert Griffin?
No,
not Robert Griffin.
I'm gonna get back to his name, man. But he was saying stuff like, "This looked like the BET Hip Hop Awards."
That sounds like Robert Griffin. I'm telling you right now. That sounds like RG3 to me.
I was like, bro, you ain't supposed to say that.
He tripping. Want to remind you, never a bad time to give or get
Omaha Steaks.
Omaha Steaks.
My birthday coming up.
Let me tell you about this. You're gonna love this. They have something called Build a Custom Package.
Oh, I seen it. I was on the internet a little bit earlier today.
So you got 7 things you choose from.
Yeah.
7 things you can choose from in the Build a Custom Package. They ask you which beef you want.
Yeah.
You can get the fillets. You can get the strips. Then you want what other protein you want.
Yeah.
Then another one. Then you have the side, the dessert. It's outstanding.
Phenomenal.
Check that out today for the Build Your Custom Package over at Omaha Steaks. And right now, semi-annual sale going on. 50% off statewide, and you can get 30% off special, along with free shipping. And on most orders, you get 4 free hamburgers, too.
I know, man.
How about that?
I ate Omaha Steak last night. I did, man. And I'm mad because now my freezer is bare of it, and I need some more.
All right, so real quick, you want the filet mignon, the New York strip, or the top sirloin?
I usually roll with the top sirloin.
Go top sirloin. Then you have more bacon wrapped pork chops, boneless chicken breast, stuffed chicken with spinach and artichoke.
We gotta go with the boneless chicken breast.
Okay, all right, that's good. You watch your weight.
Yeah.
Omaha Steak burgers or the filet mignon burgers.
Ooh,
which one you want?
That's tough. I say we'll roll with that filet mignon burger. Okay. I haven't had that yet, bro.
Then your 4th protein.
I gotta get that.
Gourmet jumbo franks, kielbasa, roasted garlic Asiago chicken sausages, or Gouda and chicken sausages. And apple, too.
Chicken. I'm going to just roll with the typical gourmet franks.
Okay, gourmet franks. Got a bunch of those in my freezer.
Yeah.
Stuffed baked potatoes, scalloped potatoes.
All sound good.
Family size smashed red potatoes or caprese risotto.
All sound good. Man, I say we'll go with them stuffed baked potatoes.
Okay, stuffed baked potatoes. And you get a dessert. Molten lava cakes, chocolate mousse and caramel cups, caramel tart.
There you go.
Apple tartlets.
You know that cheesecake is.
Oh, the cheesecake's
my favorite. Yeah.
And then you get a seasoning along with that. You get all of that.
Man.
All of that for $169. And again, put your email in there, get the discount even better too for yourself. So always a good time, as we say, to give Omaha Steaks or get Omaha Steaks for your birthday.
Yeah.
We want to thank Demorne Pearsonell for joining us. We appreciate him. And of course, the head coach of Union Omaha as well. And the whole room. Meg, who did a great job with the nachos, which was like an hour ago. That was great.
Yeah.
Meg M. We got Zach. He's the one, if something breaks, he fixes it.
Right.
He's a fix-it man.
No, he's a wipe the computer clean guy.
The feds.
My bad, bro.
We got King Val Elvis.
That's my guy.
Right? He's the man.
That's
of
my
course,
brother.
executive producer Phil McLean and production coordinator Matt Pittman.
For sure.
It's all about the titles sometimes, man.
It is.
All about the titles.
It is.
All right.
It is.
Take us away, sir.
Hey, look, man. It's Josh Jones here with my boy Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show.